Every summer, India relies on a massive meteorological engine. The land heats up, creating a vast low-pressure zone that pulls moisture-heavy winds from the ocean to generate the monsoon rains. In 2026, that engine stalled. The rains arrived on schedule in Kerala, but the entire weather system suddenly stopped its northward progression across the country. For 2 weeks, millions of square kilometers were starved of rain. The topsoil baked and cracked open across a significant portion of the subcontinent. Because the rains failed to arrive, the natural cooling system of the land vanished. This created an immediate compounding crisis as temperatures began to rise without any cloud cover to stop them. When temperatures cross 45 degrees Celsius, outdoor labor becomes a risk to life. Construction workers and farmers continue working under a sun that causes rapid dehydration and heat exhaustion. In major cities, the infrastructure itself acts as a trap. Concrete roads and buildings absorb heat all through the day and release it at night, a phenomenon known as the urban heat island effect that leaves residents with no relief. For farmers, the dry spell created a state of panic. Crops like rice, cotton, and soybean depend on the precise arrival of the monsoon for sowing, and a delay of even a few days can threaten an entire year's production. Within 2 weeks, the lack of rain moved past a weather delay, becoming a systemic emergency, straining the water supply and agricultural cycles of the entire nation. To find the cause of the 2026 crisis, we have to look thousands of kilometers away to the Pacific Ocean. Normally, strong Pacific trade winds push warm surface water toward Asia, driving a healthy Indian monsoon. But during an El Niño year, these winds weaken. Instead of moving west, warm water accumulates in the central and eastern Pacific. This single change in the Pacific Ocean alters atmospheric circulation across the globe, shifting how moisture moves through the entire system. In India, that shift results in a direct hit to the monsoon. The moisture-filled winds from the Arabian Sea lose their strength, causing the clouds to dissipate before they can reach the land. This creates the first half of a heatwave formula. Without clouds to provide shade, direct sunlight hits the ground for 12 hours a day. The second half is the dry land itself. Because the rain failed to fall, the soil is dry, and dry soil heats up much faster than moist earth, turning the subcontinent into a giant furnace. By simultaneously removing the clouds and drying the land, El Niño engineered the extreme temperatures seen across India in 2026. While El Niño is a natural cycle that has occurred for millennia, it is now operating in a world that is already getting warmer due to climate change. It is like turning on a heater in a room that is already hot. This chart shows that while historical El Niños started from a cooler baseline, modern cycles begin from a point where global temperatures are already at record highs. The result is a more extreme set of consequences. Heat waves reach dangerous new levels, and weather systems behave with more unpredictability than in previous decades. The 2026 crisis shows that a natural weather cycle becomes significantly more dangerous when it occurs on a planet with a much higher baseline temperature. The current weather data shows some relief. Systems over the Bay of Bengal are finally becoming active and bringing rain back to regions that have been suffering through the heat. However, the risk has not passed. Because El Niño conditions are expected to continue, the remainder of the 2026 season will likely remain highly volatile. This means farmers and cities must prepare for a mix of extremes, where a sudden dry spell can be followed immediately by localized flooding as the monsoon struggles to find its normal rhythm. The volatility of the 2026 season suggests that the steady, predictable rains of the past are becoming more irregular. Navigating this new reality will require constant adaptation, from urban cooling strategies to shifting the way India manages its agricultural water.